So we start off by running for our lives. What a brilliant start. We would have escaped the spaceship, which is probably about to explode. And right on cue. While we're landing on the planet below, we get knocked out by this fucking piece of metal that just decides to debate us for a second. And we finally regain consciousness to find out we're about to be cremated. So this has not been a good day. Thankfully, God had given us the gift of a fire extinguisher on this little adventure, so, you know, wasn't too much of an issue for us.
You have suffered minor head trauma. This is considered an optimal outcome. This PDA has now rebooted in emergency mode with one directive: to keep you alive on an alien world. Please
and after hearing that, I decided it's time for a swim, so let's go do some exploring.
Good luck.
So this is a game called Subnautica. I don't know how you haven't heard of it, but we start by picking up some acid mushrooms. Because once you've crash landed on an alien fish world, you're going to need some fucking acid mushrooms to keep you sane, probably. I don't know. I've never been to an alien fish world. But we nearly drowned straight away, so that's not good. But we're going to try and get up enough materials to get some stuff so we can swim around and survive underwater a lot longer. Because there's just a lot of close calls with our oxygen, and we can't really move around very quick at the moment. We don't really need too much just yet. We just need a bit of like scrap metal and stuff like that so we can make what we need to make. As soon as I head back to the ship, I craft exactly what I need, which is a pair of flippers, some air tanks, and a knife. So that's quite useful. The knife will allow us to go like cut some bushes and stuff like that. I think you can fight things in this game, but I don't think anything really does much damage against anything. Other than these weird like stink bug stuff, but I don't really know how to use those, so I just don't bother. But after I've crafted everything I wanted to, I head back into the water with my knife, and I find this crash fish. They're like these screaming explodey guys, and I try and kill it. And I just fuck up and just blow myself up. But in their little like homes that they come out of, they have something we need to make the repair tool so we can fix up our ship. I have played this game before, and I do know kind of little bits about it. I'm not an expert. I don't know how to speedrun it. I was trying to not die, and we actually did pretty well in this episode. We didn't die, which was good, but I'm sure we will at some point. But as well as making the repair torch, I also make a scanner so we can go out and scan some, I'm not really sure what they're called, like fragments, so we can learn new recipes. And I also make a torch, because I swear by this thing, or the torch in this game, because it literally, like, it's so bright and it just helps you see everything you need to. Like, look, I'm just shining it in my eye right now.
The scanner can be used to synthesize.
Now that we have the repair torch, I can fix up the radio so we can finally get some distress calls going. And I can also fix the pod so we can get some more power in the pod to get some of these systems up and running again.
LifePod secondary systems online, running full environment diagnostic and out.
So now that we've got the scanner, we can go and scan stuff to get the blueprints. I want to get the sea glide as quick as possible because it will just help us get around. But I managed to find a counter to decorate my house with, a beacon that I never actually found the other part to, and it's taken me ages, and a grav trap that I never end up building. I normally do use them because they help you catch fish so you can get food, but I don't really get much luck. But it's not long before we find the second part of our sea glide and we get our first distress call.
This is LifePod 3 uploading our coordinates. We're plugging some holes in our emergency sea glide, so if we're late for the rendezvous, don't panic. Also, don't go home without us. Seriously. 3 out.
Vital signs.
After listening to the distress call that LifePod 3 sent out, we finished making our Sea Glide, and I also upgraded our oxygen tank to a higher capacity one, just so we could explore underwater a bit better. When we finally made it to LifePod 3, we realised that something had fucking eaten its way through the side of the ship, and all that we found inside was a data entry and a compass, or a recipe for a compass. On our way back from LifePod 3, we managed to find all 3 pieces of the mobile vehicle bay, so we could hopefully start crafting some submarines soon. When we got back to our LifePod, we have another distress call, and this guy was from a guy called Ozzy, who sounded like he was getting attacked by this giant snake. So we went over to see what he was doing.
Our pod was almost crushed by the Seamoth Bay on the way down. Now we're hanging on the edge of a cave system, and this grim-looking snake thing's trying to eat through the hull. Come get us already.
Now, unfortunately for my friend Ozzy, I kept getting distracted because I kept finding new things to scan. I managed to find part of a Seamoth, which is a submarine, a bioreactor, and I also managed to find some fragments for the laser cutter, which we can use to explore well, not shipwrecks, but wrecks of the spaceship that we crashed from. I also got so distracted while doing this that I nearly died of thirst. So Ozzy, you're definitely going to have to wait for a while because I've got my own priorities. Heading back to go get Ozzy, I got distracted again, and I found this kind of glowing mushroom cave thing. I was a bit too scared to go down there, and I didn't think I'd be able to get down there, loot, and get back up with the oxygen I had at the current time. So I just looted a little bit before I finally found where Ozzy had unfortunately died. His thing had been broken into, and he was definitely dead. But we did find a bit more of the Seamoth. So Ozzy's death was not in vain. Now that we actually knew what we needed to craft our first submarine, I built that mobile vehicle bay we scanned pretty much at the beginning of the game really. And we had a look at what ingredients we actually needed to make the Seamoth. Thankfully the materials aren't too hard to get early game. You just need to know where to look for them and what you need to make them. While we're doing this, we get a message from Officer Keane. He's unfortunately sunk quite deep into the ocean and is needing some assistance.
I have assumed command. The last thing the captain did was give me coordinates for dry land. We regroup 1.5 kilometers southwest of the crash site. Stay together and good luck. This message will now repeat.
After hearing that Officer Keane is stranded like 250 meters below the surface and the captain is dead, I think I'm doing pretty well, because I'm literally making batteries and titanium ingots to help craft my first submarine. I then go out and scan some scanner room fragments so we can start building our base soon, as the scanner rooms are just so good. But finally there's a glimmer of hope that we might actually get off this planet alive, because as soon as we get the materials to make our little submarine, we get a message from a rescue ship that might even come and save us, so it's great.
Nothing but vacuum. These Altera ships. They run low on engine grease, send an SOS. You offer help, they don't pick up.
After hearing the good news that we're finally going to be saved, I rush over and build my submarine that I've spent the past probably 20 minutes getting all the materials for. My game just freezes while doing it. That's the sheer power of the submarine. I'm telling you.
Credits running errands for Altera. See what the long-range scans pick up in the meantime.
Craft my submarine, get in it. I've never felt so happy. The power I feel of being able to run over the fish, well, not even run over, just fucking mow them down. But I use it to go down to LifePod 19, who has fallen down and deep into this little cave, so he's got really unlucky. While I'm down here, I find the blueprint for the high capacity tank. We need to build a base and place down a modification station for us to make that, but it's good nonetheless. We also try and explore a little bit, and I managed to find some gel sacks and a ruby while I'm down here, so hopefully that means we can make some aerogel pretty soon. While I was down there, I found a little data bank that told us a rendezvous point, and I headed pretty much straight up because it was basically above us, and I realised how unlucky this poor guy was to land down in this cave, considering there was a whole island above him. Subnautica was released in like 2014, and It looks so good. We're just kind of piloting our... Do you pilot a submarine? I don't know. We're just moving our submarine under this like island with all this glowing stuff on it, and it looks so good, man. We surface up near the rendezvous point to find no one. They're probably dead. But we do find another data point entry. While I'm exploring the islands, I use my gamer skills to pretty much fall off a cliff before I manage to find this abandoned base from long ago. While I'm scanning the bulkhead, the sunrise happens, and it looks so fucking good, man. Please, I want more games that look like this. But it seems the people that built this had their own little kind of farm going on in this observatory room. They had a little tree, some plants, so they had food, which I'm hoping to do myself pretty soon. After exploring the island a bit more, I managed to find another base. While I'm down here, I scan some exterior grow beds so we can hopefully grow some of our own plants outside. And I also have a battle with this weird fucking crab that I just can't hit. How the fuck do you hit these things, man? But in the end, we decided to both call it a draw and we both back off. So I think we won that one. I managed to find this massive multi-purpose room, which we can build some stuff out of and put some cool shit in there, hopefully. I want to build an aquarium later in the game. And then we also find this weird glowing blue tablet that does not look human. It looks very alien and futuristic. It's while I'm picking it up that I realise we haven't got any storage yet, and my inventory is just so full of fucking crap that we need to start building our base soon. While exploring, I find a fucking swivel chair, so you know I'm set for life now. We also managed to get a Chinese potato so we can start growing our own crops. I then do a leap of faith into the pool where I parked my submarine, and I narrowly avoid dying to fall damage again. Now that I had a full inventory, I decided to head home. When I got back in, I had a voice message on the radio for another person in distress. And then we found out that the Aurora was actually about to explode, so we quickly rushed upstairs to have a look at that.
Yoki Kasa. I said Kasa. Why do I have to record this anyway?
Send immediate burial detail. The reactor location uploaded to PDA T minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
And that's where I'm going to leave it today. So thank you for watching. I hope it was somewhat interesting. I don't even know